Hello everyone, welcome back to Exploring the Coast with Hannah. On this week's episode, we're going to be looking at bioluminescence in Monterey Bay. So what is bioluminescence? Bioluminescence is the emission of light by living organisms as a result of the oxidation of light-producing substance luciferin by the enzyme luciferase. Most bioluminescence occurs in marine species, with a whopping 90% of species in the deep ocean using some variation of bioluminescence. There are also terrestrial species that use bioluminescence, but there are only a few, including fireflies, beetles, mushrooms, and worms. Here's a video that I took while back in my home state of West Virginia, where there are bioluminescent fireflies. Watch it glow! There are two ways species can bioluminesce. One way is intrinsically, which means species produce their own bioluminescence by producing luciferin and luciferase naturally. The other way is bacterially, which is for species that cannot produce their own bioluminescence and use external bioluminescent bacteria in the water column, like the flashlight fish that is pictured on the bottom left corner. Some of the main uses for species to use bioluminescence is to avoid or defend themselves against predators. Some use it to attract prey, like the anglerfish pictured on the bottom left-hand corner, and to use what is known as the burglar alarm method. This involves a species using bioluminescence when a predator is near to attract a larger predator to attack them while allowing the other species to get away. See photo on the right-hand corner. Monterey Bay is one of the most biologically diverse ecosystems in the world. One reason for this is the submarine canyon that lies right in the middle of the bay, that is twice the depth of the Grand Canyon. This canyon provides an extensive deep-sea habitat for many bioluminescent species. Because these habitats get little to no sunlight, species have a great need to use bioluminescence. While we usually can only see bioluminescent species by using deep-sea submarines and remotely operated vehicles, sometimes, on rare occasions, bioluminescence comes up to the surface right here in Monterey Bay. While there are many fishes, jellies, sharks, and marine worms that bioluminesce, there are also tiny microscopic organisms like plankton that also can bioluminesce. The type of plankton that caused the bioluminescence that occurred here in Monterey Bay are called dinoflagellates. There are different species of dinoflagellates, and the particular species that caused the bioluminescence at the beginning of August 2020 is still yet to be determined. Here's a video I took of the bioluminescent dinoflagellates near my house at Del Monte Beach. You can see the waves glow a pale neon blue color as they crash. This phenomena occurs occasionally along the coast of California in the spring and summer, and most oftenly in Southern California. The bottom left photo is a bioluminescence that occurred at Hermosa Beach this past April 2020. So what causes this phenomena? Coastal upwelling is a process that occurs along the coast of California and is the main driver to cause this phenomena. Winds blowing across the ocean surface push water away. Water then rises up from beneath the surface to replace the water that was pushed away. This is known as upwelling. The water that rises to the surface as a result of upwelling is typically colder and is rich in nutrients. These nutrients fertilize surface waters, meaning that these surface waters often have high biological productivity. This high biological productivity then produces a plankton bloom, and in our case here in Monterey, caused a particular bioluminescent dinoflagellate species to bloom. Because of the high concentration of these dinoflagellates It allowed us to see them bioluminesce in the water at night due to being agitated and shaken up by the waves. These blooms can last days to even weeks depending on various conditions. Of course, if you're able to see this in person, consider yourself lucky. Monterey Bay is truly a magical place. Thanks so much for joining me today. The next video of Exploring the Coast with Hannah drops Thursday, September 17th at 11 a.m. on the Pacific Grove Museum of Natural History's Museum to You page.